So the question is how to be consistent in anything, right? I don't know if I'm qualified to talk on this, but no, I am, because I've been very consistent in a lot of things. For many years, I did not feel like I was a consistent person. I felt like I was very wishy-washy. I felt like I got shiny object syndrome, right? I felt like I change my passions too often, right? I'm a graphic designer, and then I'm a photographer, and then I'm a painter, and then I'm a fashion designer, and then I'm a consultant, and then I'm no longer shooting this type of photography. I'm shooting that type of photography. I'm not just doing that. Then I'm back into acting, and then I'm producing music. So I'm a music producer, and then I'm a music artist, and then I'm making albums, and I'm making records for other artists, and then I'm managing art, and I'm like doing all of these things. And so I felt like, fuck, I'm all over the place. And I did, and I do all of these things very well. However, what was difficult is not feeling consistent, because I understood that consistency is the key, right, to success. You stick to that one thing, you stay consistent with it, and you build and you grow, and that thing blossoms, right? And then you can move on to the next. Long story short, I was not staying consistent in all of the crafts that I pursued and became an expert in, because in my pursuit, it was in vanity. It was more about, hey world, look at what I can do, right? And so I didn't realize that. I was moving from a place of validation. Hey world, look what I can do, please validate me. And when I didn't get the validation that I needed, I would, okay, well, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do that. I just felt like, I felt like this peasant to the world that was like, do you like this? No? Okay, what about this? Do you like that? No? What about this? Do you like this? No? Okay, right? And it wasn't until I got to this point where, like, after reaching a level of success in my career, that I realized, who am I doing this for? I'm not doing it for me, and that's why I keep getting burnt the fuck out, and that's why I keep not being consistent. And so I stepped back and I started thinking, all right, Darren, well, what the fuck do you want? Because nobody's gonna do it for you. And well, I was pushing past 30 at this time in this revelation. I was probably about 32, 33 years old, thinking I had achieved all of this stuff, had nothing to show for other than my accolades or my achievements or whatever. And now I'm about to transition again into a new career. What does that look like? And then that's where that whole self-examination came in, and I'd like, okay, start from the end. And I was like, cool, at the end of my life, I want to say that I helped people, I inspired people by being who I am and sharing my story. What does that look like? How do I do that? And then, long story short, it was like, okay, life coaching, consulting. I have a wealth of skills and knowledge that I can help people with, both in life and in skill sets. And so what do I do? And it was like, okay, back to the drawing board. And that's when I started making videos on TikTok. That's when I started sharing my story, and just kind of just going in the direction of like what I felt like I wanted to do, but I didn't quite know what it was. And so I was like, okay, life coaching, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try coaching. And I tried coaching, I was doing that, and then I was like, I got burnt out because I was new, I didn't know boundaries and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, these people need a therapist, and like they're coming to me, and then we have a conversation, they're crying, and they're spilling all these beans, and I don't quite know exactly if I should be doing this. And granted, like, I was doing fine. Like I wasn't in over my head. I just didn't realize that I was going to be so good at what I was doing. And so I kind of got overwhelmed and I stepped back. I was like, is this what I want to be doing? Is this who I want to be helping? And I was like, well, maybe I'm going to do the art stuff again. I tried to go right back to that shit. And I was like, no, like immediately, like, no. You stick with this and you figure it out. Why do you even want to do this? And so my why became my driving force for consistency. And my why is to see people live empowered and stop believing the lies that they've been told, and watching people overcome obstacles and limiting beliefs and shit that's holding them back, and break free from these like mental blockages where they feel like I'm stuck and nobody understands me and I can't get out of this, because I knew what the fuck that felt like and I know what it feels like, and I got myself out of it. And if I can say something or do something to help another individual out like I helped myself, done deal. Like I'm fucking, that's it for me. I am fulfilled to the max. And if I could do that with my life, enough said. And so it wasn't until I realized that consistency was second nature. So in a nutshell, if you're having trouble staying consistent, figure out your why. Why do you do what you do? Figure out what you're good at. Think about the end, at the end of your life. What have I done with my life that I was so, that was, I can die happy, right? And that will help you remain consistent in your pursuit in whatever it is that you're pursuing. But if you're pursuing something that isn't of your core, your brain is going to be like, why the fuck are we doing this? Why are we here again? What's the whole point of this? And then you're going to lose consistency, and then you start beating yourself up because you feel like, I never know what I want. But the truth is, you do know what you want. You just might be starting from a place of comparison of other people and what they're doing, and oh, that looks cool, I'm going to try that. And that's all fine and dandy. But don't forget to examine it from the perspective of the end of your life. Okay, cool, that looks fine and dandy. Will I be happy if I choose to do this and I get to the end of my life and I say, this is what I've done? Will I still be happy? Will I be happy that I did that? And if you say yes, great, do it. And if that changes in 5 years or a year, let it change. Because sometimes consistency looks like inconsistency. Say that 3 times fast. When you're trying to figure it out. Okay? It's like when a child learns how to walk. They're gonna, oh yeah, shit, boom, they're gonna fall. They're gonna get up. They're gonna be inconsistent for a while. That's okay. Until they fucking get it. And what most people do is that they don't even try to walk. Because they're like, well, if I can't do it consistently, I'm not gonna do it at all. And the truth is, 99% of the time, that if you don't even try to do it, you will never have the opportunity to even remain consistent. So, experiment and enjoy the process. Have grace on yourself and start from the end. Okay? I hope that helps. Great question.